Я больше не могу.
Be a man for once in your life.
Russian was seriously injuring me physically.
What's wrong? I'm saying it متحدة.
I realized how damaging this issue was to my physical and mental health, and I started hating my life. Both the Russian and Arabic languages severely injured me physically. Today, I would like to tell you my story. Hi, كيفكن سافا؟ السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إذا برو пожаловать на мой канал. أنا اسمي Language Simp من الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. И сегодня я буду говорить عن السبب اللي خلاني بطل أتعلم اللغة العربية والروسية. This is a really hard video for me to make, but I need to be open and honest with you guys. A few years ago, I was monolingual, so I was depressed. I was lost in life, and for a while, I learned French and then Spanish to distract me, but those languages were just too easy to truly satisfy me and give me the purpose I was desperately seeking. I'm a 6-foot-tall and compassionate American man who loves learning languages. I got the best spawn point in the world, so I knew I was destined for greatness. But I needed something hard to break me out of my depression. I needed to learn a language that could truly challenge me, one that's spoken in a faraway land where I could embark on new adventures in life. But as an American, I had never looked at a map before, so I didn't know where to begin. I was completely lost and hopeless. That was until one day, when I stumbled upon another alpha male, my long-lost spiritual mentor who changed my life forever. A man with no hair and no money on YouTube. Bald and bankrupt. This handsome polyglot gigachad was traveling around the old Soviet Union, running into interesting NPCs and going on wild side quests along the way. While I was sitting crisscross applesauce, eating fast food, and playing Fortnite in my mom's basement. I wanted and desperately needed to be like Bald and Bankrupt. But the reason he was able to unlock all of this DLC and go on these wild side quests was because he learned a system of noises and symbols that the language overlords call Russian. Russian? I didn't know the first thing about Russian. All I knew was "Прикрой меня, я должен перезарядиться" from Call of Duty. So after binging all of Bald and Bankrupt's videos, I shaved my head, threw away all of my money, and started looking into this whole Russian thing. And боже мой, блин, я просто люблю этот язык. The alphabet looked like it hatched from an alien egg that just reached Earth on a flaming comet full of borscht. Then when I started listening to it, пиздец, it sounded like heaven, like masculine, manly gigachad heaven with all the noises, not to mention this letter, which makes the sound bleh. Then the music, иди нахуй. I found Muka and Dora, and they both altered my brain chemistry forever. Dora, если ты смотришь это видео, пожалуйста, ответь на мои сообщения в Инстаграме. Спасибо. So right then and there, I started learning русский язык, and it snapped me out of my depression. I studied Ruski every single day without fail for a while. I had no human connection aside from Russian trolls on Discord. But the whole time, Russian was seriously injuring me physically, and I started hating my life. But I'll explain all of that in a little. A few years later in life, I was browsing Discord when I made a huge but all too common mistake. I fell into the exact trap that most American men find themselves in one day or another. I fell for a North African e-girl who resides in the incredibly small town in southern Algeria known as Tit. She spoke great American, but she would also very often yell at me in a mysterious desert language with the most beautiful noises like Ein and he. And she told me this enchanting language went by the name Arabic. Arabic? I didn't know the first thing about Arabic. All I knew was Wahid Masih Bahmini Babi Makhsan from Call of Duty. From speaking to my ex-e-girl, I discovered so many wonderful things about Arabic and the Arabic-speaking world. I learned about Arab history, their desert puppy dogs, their religion, and I even discovered my favorite country, which is a country, a sovereign country, Palestine! Did I mention that Palestine is a country? But I think that the exact moment I decided to learn Arabic was when I found out that Saudi Arabia has McDonald's and Pizza Huts on just about every street corner with only slightly worse ingredients than what we use in America. And they also have whatever this is. Inshallah, I will eat El Bake with my Saudi friends in Riyadh. I completely fell in love with Arabic, #1 most beautiful language on the planet, hands down. So for a while, I ate, slept, drank, breathed, and absorbed Arabic like a SpongeBob 24/7. But unfortunately, Arabic, just like Russian, caused me too much physical pain to continue learning it. I had to quit. So if I love these languages so much, why did I ultimately quit them? If you know me at all, I'm sure you're aware that I have a lazy eye that seems to have a mind of its own and loves to randomly drift off to Kazakhstan. When this eye is out to the side, I have double vision. That's to say, I see two of literally everything in the world. And this makes it very hard to read, so I have to consciously force my right eye back from Kazakhstan to the United States in order to see clearly. And doing this really hurts, and that plus the fact that the vision out of my lazy eye looks like this, even when I wear glasses, my good left eye has to work overtime to focus on the words I'm reading, which causes that eye to also hurt. And by hurt, I mean that I get this incredibly uncomfortable and painful feeling that just kinda consumes me, and it quickly turns into a headache. Well, I guess Russian cases would give anyone a headache, but you get the point. Seriously, I can't think about anything else when this happens, and I just kind of freeze and often feel a sense of despair. And if I trigger it by focusing on something too long, and too long is unfortunately often just a few seconds, I can cause debilitating pain that lasts for a day, or sometimes even a week. The problem is 10 times worse when I try to read Russian or Arabic. Even though I'm extremely capable of reading Russian writing and pretty good at reading Arabic writing, my eyes have to focus way more than when I read a language in the American alphabet. And when I was learning Russian, I realized how damaging this issue was to my physical and mental health. But instead of quitting right away, I did something a little silly. I ramped my studying up from 30 minutes a day to 3 hours a day, timed, and I wore an eye patch to try to avoid some of the pain. I basically chose to torture myself with the goal of one day sounding like I was from Moskvy. I literally tried to pull off a Minecraft speedrun IRL with the Russian language. And it didn't work. After months of torturing myself and making existence miserable, I vividly remember the exact moment that I quit Russian. One fateful day, I was standing at my kitchen counter looking at a transcript of a Russian podcast, and I was just like...
Блин, я больше не могу. Прости меня, Дора. Но в будущем, да, я хочу выучить этот язык.
When the pain got bad with Arabic, I decided to go a different route and instead sit on my deck with my eyes closed on Discord and have a guy from Pyramid Land basically feed me the language like a baby bird.
Okay, let me try. أتحد بالولايات العالم الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. متحدة. What's wrong? I'm saying it. متحدة. Oh, I'm a kelb? لا أنت كلب.
But I cheated and still read the language often because I am a moth and Arabic is my flame. But I burned my eyes on the flame, so I quit Arabic, but not forever, inshallah. I did speak to my doctor about my issues, and he actually agreed to appear in this video.
You are aligned. Your eye problem is all in your head. And you are a monolingual beta covet. Be a man for once in your life. Reading is easy. Even little children can read. Go study Arabic right now.
My doctor is so handsome. But he did say that he can correct my lazy eye and make it less dramatic so it wouldn't cause as much pain, but the surgery kind of freaks me out. What do you guys think? Am I being a beta male? Should I get it? One cool thing came out of all of this though. I spiraled and thought I was gonna go blind, so I started learning Braille for a while, and honestly, everyone should think about learning Braille. It's super fun. So I haven't yet gone back to Arabic, but I did return to studying Russian, just through audio only. I go for little walkie-poos and listen to podcasts and frequently converse with my Uzbek friends on Discord. I just avoid reading the language. And today, I speak Russian better than I ever have. Watch, I'll prove it. So потому что дора дура супер дора дора дура, потому что дора дура супер дора дора дура. And to my Arab friends, one day I will master your language, inshallah. Whether it's after surgery or just with audio-only content, we will see, but it will happen. I am not going to be a coward. Someday, somehow, I'll figure this all out. But for now, I should probably focus on languages in the American alphabet to protect my well-being. But yeah, that's what I have for you today. Whatever you're going through, I'm sure you can get through it. Languages are a really fun distraction, so I urge you to join my very active and free Discord community of 30,000 language learners. Who knows, maybe someone, somewhere, is dealing with the same thing as me, and if that's you, please let me know. We can get through this together. Auf Wiedersehen.